Peace to everybody. This is about what you should do if you're a professional football player and a cat runs on the field. And as you can see here in the screenshot, here's a black cat that ran on a football field last night. And believe me, I do not watch football, so I can care less about it. But this cat ran all over the place on the football field last night. Fans at MetLife Stadium haven't had much to cheer about this season. That is, until they saw a cat run onto the field and interrupt Monday night's game between the New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys. ESPN's camera stayed with the feline invader as he high-stepped toward pay dirt. The crowd went wild at this distraction from NFC East football, and those listening to Westwood One's radio broadcasts were treated to a thrilling play-by-play from an announcer, Kevin Harlan. So the cat was all over the place on the football field, and of course the fans wasn't had much to cheer about at all until they saw the cat run onto the football field. And of course the kitty interrupted Monday night's game between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. The cameras stayed with the feline until Invader as he high stepped toward pay dirt. Of course the crowd went wild at this distraction. So, I mean, cats are just amazing, but never seen one run on a football field before. And of course, here's somebody's Twitter. They tweet this out, and no videos will be played in this article. So as you can see here, it's the kitty on the football field, and I mean, I don't know, this is bizarre. It's very rarely animals will run onto a football field. Reporter Magdalene Burke spoke up with MetLife Security, who said that the cat was a feral resident of the stadium. So the cat is a resident of the stadium. So the cat kind of figured, well, this is my home, and so this is what the cat does. So he's feral. He's a wild cat, and he doesn't take too kindly to humans at all. And when cats are feral, they don't want humans touching them. So this is why he's a resident of the stadium. Here's another tweet that somebody posted on Twitter. This isn't too uncommon. The infamous black cat that paraded in front of the Chicago Cubs dugout during a 1969 game against the New York Mets didn't materialize out of thin air. We had a lot of cats because we had a lot of rats there. New York first baseman Ed Kranepool said in a 2011 interview. So this is not the first time you see cats running all over the place in stadiums. And of course, this isn't too uncommon. So this is the infamous black cat that paraded in front of the Chicago Cubs. So this is a long time ago. During the 1969 game against the New York Mets didn't materialize out of the thin air. Sorry. They kind of figured, well, New York first baseman Ed Kranepool said in a 2011 interview, so they had a lot of cats there because there was a whole bunch of rats there. So this is why cats wander around into stadiums. If my limited knowledge of the musical Cats tells me anything, it's that the MetLife Kitty will be sharing a jaunty song about his mischievous with a ragtag gang of leotard-clad weirdos under the bleachers, though that's just a guess. According to a stadium spokesperson, the black cat ran off the field and disappeared under a seating section once we locate and safely capture the cat. We will take it to a veterinarian for examination. Its whereabouts were still unknown as of 1:20 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, when the spokesperson informed me they were not doing any cat interviews today. So they're still trying to find the kitty. They don't know where he's at. Of course, the black cat ran off the field and disappeared under a seating section somewhere. And once we locate and safely capture the cat, they were to take him to a veterinarian for examination. So they want to make sure the cat is healthy, or if the cat has some kind of sickness or whatever, and they'll take care of it. Its whereabouts were still unknown as of 1:20 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, so they just still don't know where the cat went to. And of course, the spokesman informed me that they were not doing any cat interviews today. After the game, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones had a rather odd response to the whole affair. So yeah, he had a crazy response. Kind of odd, but yeah. And of course, here's somebody else's Twitter. If you ignore the interspecies paranoia, he makes an interesting observation. It didn't seem as if anyone wanted to go grab that cat. I don't think anybody would want to try to grab a feral cat. Because once they're feral, that's it. You cannot touch them. They don't want to be handled by a person. They want to be left alone. That's why they're feral for a reason. And just anytime you see a feral cat, do not touch them because they don't want to be touched. And they will defend themselves one way or the other by scratching. Dallas defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence had his own reasons. I hate cats, he told reporters, citing superstition. If a black cat runs on the damn field of a Monday Night Football, you might want to call it quits, bro. Y'all's luck is terrible, given how the Cowboys have fared over the past 2 decades. Perhaps it is the cat who should be worried about contracting bad luck. Well, black cats are not bad luck, they're good luck. The black cats are more adoptable than any other color cats. So, I mean, this is why the black cats are more easily adopted out. And of course, the Dallas defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, he said that he hates cats, but why? Why should he hate cats? He told reporters citing superstition, if a black cat runs on the damn field on a Monday Night Football, you might want to call it quits. Call it quits? Why would he want to call it quits if you have a game to play? Y'all's luck is terrible. No, 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 they're not. Given how the Cowboys have fared over the past 2 decades, perhaps it is the cat who should be worried about contracting bad luck. Well, black cats, they're very more sensitive to anything than anything in the world. I mean, yes, there are some people that do hate cats, but black cats, come on, they do more good than anything. Though if the cat cursed anyone, it was the Giants. Dallas was losing 9-3 before it rushed the field. They then went on to win 37-18, and Lawrence overcame his aversion to felines and tweeted a Photoshop tribute to the team's interloping charms. So they were losing, the Dallas Cowboys. They were losing to 9-3 before it rushed the field, and of course, you know the cat always loves attention. They went on to win 37-18, and Lawrence overcame his aversion to felines. So he must have overcame the black cat that he said he hates. So he must have overcame it somehow. And of course, it tweeted a Photoshop tribute to the team's interloping charm. And of course, here's DeMarcus Lawrence's tweet that he tweeted out. I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong thing here. And of course, it says "Hot Boys" on his Photoshop thing, the necklace that he photoshopped, I guess. Running back Ezekiel Elliott had an excuse for staying away from the cat. "I'm allergic," he said after the game, and wide receiver Amari Cooper believed it was his own best interest to let the animal do its thing. "I was kind of happy about that because it came around the time that my knee was hurting. So I was thinking I had a little bit more time to get this thing right," he said. All right, so there's another player said that he's allergic to cats, which I could understand because it will make your eyes water and you start sneezing, so I could understand that. And of course, wide receiver Amari Cooper believed it was his own best interest to let the animal do its thing, so he just let the cat do whatever he wants. So instead of trying to capture it, I was kind of happy about that because it came around the time that my knee was hurting. So his knee was hurting when the cat came around. And also, he said, "I was thinking I had a little bit more time to get this thing right," he said. So this is what he said. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott, meanwhile, simply wasn't in the mood to help. "I'm not superstitious, but I wasn't getting near it," he said. So Dak Prescott said he wasn't going to help, and he wasn't, and he also said he was not superstitious, but he wasn't going to go near it. Did the players do the right thing by steering clear of Monday night's big star? What was going through the cat's head? To learn more, I reached out to certified animal behaviorist and freaking beast mode source Michael Delgado. Well, I think they did the right thing. I really do. I believe they did the right thing and just stay clear of the cat. They wasn't gonna try to capture it or anything like that. So I believe they did the right thing by staying clear of it. And of course, we don't know what was going through the cat's head. So the cat was, who knows what the cat was thinking. And of course, cats are just mischievous animals ever. You may want to sit down for this, but apparently cats don't love having 80,000 football fans scream for their every move. That kitty was panicking, Delgado says. "People often forget that cats are prey in addition to predators. They're kind of a mesopredator. Even though they hunt, they're also very vulnerable to be very exposed. Like, that is scary." All right, so the cat wasn't used to having 80,000 football fans scream for their every move. So the cat was scared and didn't know what to do. The cat was panicking. So yeah, the cat was panicking because the cat didn't know what to think. I mean, it just ran out on a football field. Who knows what the cat was looking for? Maybe food or something. Who knows? Even though they hunt, they're also very vulnerable to be very exposed. Like, that is scary. So yeah, the cats are vulnerable too. NFL players may be world-class athletes and experts at chasing their first moving peers, but they were wise to let this elusive sprinter break free. It can be dangerous to touch a cat that is panicked, Delgado says. Their instinct is probably going to be to bite to protect themselves. They're going to be in fight or flight mode. those types of bites can be very serious. And yes, they can be very serious because cats will do anything to protect themselves. They will scratch you, bite you, do whatever they have to do to protect themselves. And cats are not likely that friendly, but if a cat don't want to be touched, and if somebody tries to pat them, whatever, they'll do whatever it takes. So what should you do if you're in the middle of a hotly contested Monday Night Football game against a division rival and a cat runs on the field, a situation most people are very familiar with? It's really hard because it's a very large space and it's very loud. You can't ask everyone to shut up for 10 minutes so the cat can calm down, Delgado says. It's a bad situation. The best thing to do is provide the cat with as many escape routes as possible. Just let them find the escape, clear the pathways, and let them go. And yes, you should clear the pathway for them. Let them know that the space is open so this way the cat can run out. They don't want to be trapped somewhere where people are going to try to grab them. And well, of course, Delgado says you can't tell the fans to shut up for 10 minutes because so the cat can calm down. Because when football fans scream, holler, whooping, and blah blah blah, yeah, you can't tell them to shut up. So and of course it's a bad situation. The best thing to do is provide the cat with as many escape routes as possible. So if you got one escape route, open up the other 3 escape routes so the cat can get out. She adds that in a similar situation where you have more control, the ideal thing is to work with the cat's natural instinct, which is to escape, in that case providing them with a safe route. If you give them box or a carrier, they may go into it out of their own fear. You never have to touch them. Yes, so she adds that in a similar situation where you have more control, the ideal thing is to work with the cat's natural instincts. So whatever they got, you have to work with it, which is to escape. So, and yes, you should let the cat run. Just make a very large open space and let the cat run out of the wherever it came from. Delgado notes that there was one notable exception to this strategy, and has resulted in a very happy ending. Tony La Rosa started an animal shelter after a stray cat ran out to a game, she says. This was in 1990 when La Rosa was manager of the Oakland A's and a kitty ran out onto the field. He caught her, but there was no shelter to bring her to that wouldn't put her to sleep. So he actually started an animal shelter and became an animal rights activist after that experience. I don't know how he eventually caught her, but he did. Tony La Rocha's Animal Rescue Foundation is still active today, and according to its website, the organization has rescued 42,000 cats and dogs. So that's a lot of stray animals that he has done. Delgado also noted that there was one notable exception to the strategy and it resulted in a very happy ending. Tony La Rosa started an animal shelter after a stray cat ran out to a game, she says. And it's just strange that you see cats running out onto football fields, baseball fields. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if there were soccer fields they were running out on too. So who knows? you never know when a cat might show up at a game somewhere. Not everyone has the feline magnetism of Tony La Russa, so all the players who gave the cat space on Monday night actually did the right thing. Let's hope the kitty is safe, healthy, and as far away from Jerry Jones as possible. So yeah, so all the players did the right thing. They stayed out of the cat's way. They let the cat run out of the stadium by itself without anybody touching it. And also, they said, let's hope the kitty is safe, healthy, and as far away from Jerry Jones as possible. So let's just hope the cat is okay, and that it's healthy. I know it's looking for rats to eat because, a lot of places are always infested with rats, mice, and whatever else is floating around that the cats will eat. Leave your comments below. I am out.